Good evening, YouTube. This is MTP Flyers, and tonight we're going to go over the new SwitchEasy Capsule Rebel X. And I picked these up on their website the other day. They just released them probably, not even 3 or 4 days ago. But I decided to go with safe color, the black and the white, and then of course go something a little funky. And everyone who has bought SwitchEasy in the past knows pretty much comes with everything but the kitchen sink. So I got these at SwitchEasy.com, and they are going for $27.99 right now. And I think they have like 7 color combinations, but we'll throw something up and you guys can see that right there. But let's get right into this and show you guys exactly what's doing. I'm kind of partial to the black and white right off the bat, so let's get into that and show you guys what it looks like. I think it looks different, obviously, from what we could expect from the standard Rebel cases that used to go over the whole entire back and kind of slide down. And they've kind of revamped it a little bit with the newer cases to have a hard plastic bezel around the side as opposed to the clips coming around the plastic edge of the case. So they did change the packaging up a little bit. Everything is now down in the bottom as opposed to, showing up in the body of the case itself. So a little bit of change to the design style. And some people, and I know while I'm doing this, have asked me about this knife. This is the SOG tactical automatic knife, blade assisted or spring assisted. So it goes like that, but you do have to close it. So some people say, is that illegal? No, it's not illegal. It's only assisted out. It does not assist in, so it's not an illegal knife. So I got that from I can't remember the name of the website that I got it from, but I'll throw a link up there and you guys can see where I got it from. But you guys know pretty much everything. Got stands for them for your radios or charging units that use different pieces that will specifically match the case that you have on there to give you the best stability or lack of motion. Now, it does look like they have changed it up a little bit because of the bottom of the case here and how that's going to stick out a little bit. They have this set up a little bit differently. So I don't know how much of a pain in the butt that is, or if you would actually take the time to switch that out. I don't know. So I sit there and think of sometimes the small things like that can get lost a little bit easier than where most of us are used to. Like the plugs for these, they're great in theory, but if you're not careful or you listen to headphones or you're charging it a lot, you tend to put it down and it could get pushed aside or knocked over the table and you end up sucking it up with the vacuum cleaner. Now, of course, they did put the plugs and everything inside here, along with the microfiber. They give you, of course, screen shields. Is it just one screen shield? They used to give 2. Oh, there are 2 screen shields in there. And a little bit of a user's manual on how to place that in. So it looks like they have you just kind of taking your time going from right to left, putting that on. But I don't think it's rocket science. So there's your squeegee, there is your microfiber, and you get 1 each on the plugs for the bottom 30-pin dock connector and your headphone jack, which we've all come to know with SwitchEasy. So here's the case. They have, in typical fashion, they have the nice thick plastic X frame in this case, no longer more of a, or less of a spider type grip, but more of an X, changing it up a little bit. And that is the hard, I don't want to say TPU, or no, this is the TPU, like a hard plastic on this. Pretty cool design they have in there, and we'll see how that fits on the phone itself. And then, of course, the hard TPU shell that goes around it. Not as indented as I thought it would be by the pictures on the website, but let me tell you, it looks a lot cooler in person than it does on the website. So it definitely doesn't do it justice. Now, the one thing I noticed here is they did cut out the camera specifically on the X frame itself and not necessarily just on the body of the case. I'll stop talking. Let's take my iPhone, put it in here. I have noticed they've gotten a lot stiffer on the cases themselves that wrap around the phone through the years. It's definitely gotten less of an issue with this sagging at the bottom. It's a lot more, a lot sturdier, and as the years have gone by, and they have some decent lay on the table at the top and the bottom and the sides. But of course, as you add the frame itself, which I guess it doesn't really matter which way you go, so we'll go from left to right, and we'll snap that on there. I guess you just want to be a little bit careful putting that on. It seems extremely easy to put that on there. Just make sure everything is snapped into place. And I'll tell you, I don't know, it kind of sits up a little bit there up top. Maybe we didn't put it on all the way. It just kind of seems like you can get your fingers under there a little bit easier than I thought you would be able to. But it seems like it sticks up a little bit, like it should be down in the shell some. But it looks neat. I like the accents on the sides there. The volume rockers seem to be fairly easy to maneuver around. Of course, the bottom of the case, it is for the iPhone 4S as well as the 4. And they do have the cutout pretty generous up there. Of course, on the old AT&T version of the iPhone 4, the button will be up here a little bit more. So, I don't know. It kind of makes it off, in my opinion, but they don't want to go out there making two cases for the same thing. If they can just make the hole a little bit bigger, that's how they do that in the design. But on the top, it looks like you have a fairly generous, which in this case, I do see a little bit at the back of the phone there. I always feel like that should be coming up a little bit more, but it looks like your headphone jack will be okay as long as your plug is not too large around, and you might have an issue getting in there. The sleep awake button, definitely responsive. With these, I've never usually had a problem with their cases on that. And on your side and your bottom, you've got your cutouts for your speaker and microphone, and of course your 30-pin dock connector. But overall, I don't know, I feel like maybe this is sticking up a little bit. Maybe I need to massage it into place, I don't know. I think it's a pretty neat looking design. I definitely would want to take the colors and change them up, which is why I got more than one color. Yeah, I went a little goofy there on that, but it looks pretty neat. Now, as far as the stability of the phone, I know that I was a little annoyed with this case because it did tend to rock a little bit. This does not. This seems pretty sturdy. They've done a good job balancing out the back of the phone to match up a little bit better on there. So if you're using it on your desk or something like that, you definitely have a little bit more, I should say a little bit more stability on there. But your lay on the table design, as always with SwitchEasy, is pretty decent. They've had more cases with a much larger lay on the table, but that's definitely more than enough to keep you safe. You got a screen shield on there. You put that on the table, you should be good to go. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is I feel like maybe if you're taking this out of your pocket, it could get caught at first glance. We'll have to try it out and see. But I think it's neat looking from the start. It's definitely different. I will always say that the original Rebel is my favorite for the 3G. This is nice looking. It's different. There are some ideas that I think how a case should be, which honestly I still haven't seen yet. I've talked to many people in the YouTube community and the tech geeks, and they agree with me that with this phone and the way that it's made, I don't know. I just don't think the cases are matching up. You guys notice there a little bit? I feel like that keeps popping up as you push that in a little bit there. If you're holding on to it, it might do that, but I don't know. So I'll let you guys know. I'll throw up some pictures of switching this around and stuff after the video. And, $27.99 at SwitchEasy. And while I was actually getting ready to shoot this video, they have a new case up on their website already. And pardon me if I get it wrong, but I'm only thinking it off the top of my head, called the Eclipse. It's a $19.99 case. I didn't read too much into it. I just saw it real quick. It looks like a mixture of maybe like a TPU and a soft TPU. It gives you extra grip on the phone. And, $19.99. And you know what you get with all the SwitchEasy's products. Doesn't sound too bad. So it looks like I'm going to be going back to the store and buying some more stuff this weekend. But there you go, guys. Thank you very, very much for sticking with me. And you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. See ya!